Check. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Yeah, you can hear me and see me. I'm pissed off right now. I'm really, really angry right now. Do you ever get upset because you lose something? You know, you lose something. You know, I mean, it might not have been the most special thing, but it was, you know, and it just wasn't, you know, all that. It, you know, it was just, it came with it. You know, the little pen stylus that comes with laptops sometimes, they have touch screens, right? Well, mine came with one. The MPP 2.0, I believe it is, by HP. Yeah, it came with the laptop, right? So I lost it in this room. I tore everything up, all of it. I did. I looked everywhere. I even organized a little bit more, you know, and looked at things. You know, I was really surprised to find these two stress balls that I carried around with me for months, you know, to strengthen my hands. But I used these actually when I was in the hospital, and I had some major mental health issues that went on, and when you have those kind of issues, you tend to try to find something fun in life, something fun to do. So, me and the other patients used to take one of these stress balls and throw it at one of the cups that we'd get. And it was pretty amazing to have, you know, be doing this thing and throwing these stress balls around. It was something fun to do, you know. Oh, I got it, you know, right, you know, and you just find something fun to do, you know, because it can be very boring being in the hospital, by the way. But sometimes, just sometimes, you might find everything that you need, the help that you need, the care that you need. Right. So, I want to be forthright with people when they question me on whether or not I'm okay. I don't like that. Let me worry about that. Let me decide whether or not I'm okay, right? Because ultimately, in the end, if you're not all right, you end up there. That wasn't the case for me. I knew there was something wrong with me. It wasn't something that I had done. My grandmother suffers from bipolar 1, or did. Helen, bless her soul. She gave me the issue. I believe it's genetic, and you know, we suffered. We both have suffered through a lot, you know, because of it. I also have ADD, you know. With that comes anxiety and, right, other things. So you tend to not know what's going on in your head until you test things out. And it's a good place to be to test those things out, to get your mental health back, to find the care and not the cure, the care for what ails you. People go to the hospital because they're hurt. I was mentally hurt, you know. And I'm not afraid to talk about it. Let's stop putting it in the corner or in the closet. You know? It's not something that you can just put through the door, you know? But a minute ago, I was very, very manic. I had a manic episode. And I realized this morning, that I didn't take my antidepressant like I normally do in the morning. I took it in the afternoon. Don't know if I was supposed to do that or not, but I know that it'll be helpful. Sure. So I lost the stylus pen, like I said, and I tore this room up. I looked in places 6 times to try to find it. I have no idea where it went. No idea. I know I didn't leave it in my book bag or leave it at work or anything like that. It's missing. So come to find out, HP's got a deal on them, and I'm gonna pick one up. Cause I'm not gonna go without a stylus. You know what I mean? I don't even use it that much. You know, but that was not the point. The point was that I'm not losing anything anymore. No, we're not losing it. But I lost it looking for what I had lost. Does that make sense? So I learned a very valuable lesson about my temperament when it comes to losing things and feeling very vulnerable. You know, it sucks. You know, I lost that. I'm like, dang, man. I wish I had that right now. You know what I mean? And it, you know, I draw, so in sketch, so it's something that helps soothe me. It's a tool for mental health, right? Drawing and coloring and those things are available to you at your local mental hospital. Go ahead, tell me that it's not something that you can do for fun, okay, while you're healing. So, you know, it's just, you know, there's certain tools that they give you, you know, like grounding. Let's talk about grounding. Guys, I don't know how many times I've said, right? Own your space, right? Own your space. Be present, you know? Be mindful and be present. Too many people in this world are not present. They're not present. They could care less about being present. Being present is like a joke to them, you know. They think, ooh, it's a hippie thing, you know, like, ooh, mindfulness is a hippie thing, you know. And let's talk about how grounding is one of the most important things to do, you know, when you're feeling a certain way. So I had to get my grounding. You know, I wasn't gonna go back into this or, you know, celebrate, you know, Valentine's Day with my girl, which was awesome, by the way. I gave her present. I got her a necklace, a really nice necklace from Pandora, and some flowers. And I wrote her a love letter, a really, really nice love letter, something that she'll probably adore for years to come. Something that she can read of mine, that she can read to know how I feel about her, regardless of me having a crappy day or regardless of me wanting, you know, to be alone or whatever it may be. So I hope that enlightens you guys. Some of the most creative minds in this world are a little off. A little off. Yeah, meaning there's an imbalance. in your mind, whether it has to do with serotonin or norepinephrine or dopamine. You know, there's a lot of transmitters going on up in your head, and you can be low on some of them or too high on some of them, you know? So, yeah. And you need help in order to keep those things constant. It's just the way the world works. We're constantly being thrown off the horse, if you will. You know what I mean? If we're trying to go, and it just doesn't. You know, it's not helpful. It's not. You know, the world is not a warm place all the time. You know what I mean? People want to keep private about their stuff. Well, I don't really care whether or not you want to keep yourself private or not. If I start noticing that you're, a little loose and a little off, and I don't like it, I'm gonna tell you that I don't like it. Okay? So don't come my way and say, you know what, I don't like your energy. You know, I don't understand. Why are you like that? I'm like, well, I'm like this because of this. You know what I mean? And it's like, y'all can fuck off. I don't need a fucking reason. This is who I am. You either like it or, again, fuck off. So I'm doing my thing here. And I felt very manic. So I'm going to write something very manic, I think. Or something to soothe the loss of my stylus pen. Right? And I go into like this piano solo or something. I can't believe, that I lost this thing. It was on the bed. I know it was on the bed somewhere. Right? And I don't have a lot of stuff on the bed, so how could I lose it? It's like, I checked underneath the bed. I checked in the little crevices. I checked the sheets. Yup. I checked the pillows that were back there. I checked my hoodies and sweatshirts. I checked my backpack. I checked the laptop box that I write on. I checked up on everything. I even moved Grace over to the side like this. Take a time out. I'm swearing a lot. Oops. Oh, things. You know what I did? I plugged my microphone into the Focusrite, and it's coming through pretty good, I think. We'll do an ASMR video where I'm eating an orange or something, or an apple. Yeah, so I'm feeling a little manic. So I don't know where this musical thing is gonna go. I'm a little worried about my life right now because I lost my stylus pen that I don't use a lot. But the fact that I lost it, it's like you don't take care of your stuff. I take care of my stuff. You know what I mean? Except for my monitor speaker. I really don't care about the monitor speaker, to be honest with you. This thing is so old. It's just old. It's not broken. It still holds its boom and all that. And you know what? Speakers after a while actually have to be boomed in. You know what I mean? They have to open up. This one's loose, baby. And loosey goosey. The other one popped on me. That's how loud I was playing it all the time and listening to music. Playing it real loud so I could hear it downstairs in my mom's huge house. It was something that was kind of funny actually. You know what? I'm gonna bring this a little bit closer. Yeah. sitting back. All right. That's a little better. I'm in the middle of the screen now. Yeah, so I've got this little light. It's a box light, is what it looks like. It's made of plastic. Here, let me just show it to you. That's what I keep my laptop on. Keeps it secure. I mean, I'm not gonna come over here and boom. You know what I mean? Be careful. You know what I mean? Don't want to while out. Don't want to get too crazy. But again, let's talk about it. Yeah, manic depression is something that I think a lot of people suffer from, and they don't even know that they suffer from it. That's the problem. Manic is depression is something that is kind of sneaky. It sneaks up on you. It can come later on in your years too, and that's what happened with me. Oh, updated. Okay. Hey Val, can you hear me? Great. I have a question. I have a question for you. What percentage of Americans suffer from mental health issues associated with manic depressive bipolar 1 disorder? What would be that population number, given the total population right now? Exactly. 5.24 million people. Yeah, let's do that because I need to advocate for mental health now. I'm making sure that I talk about this stuff and get out there. Now, I have a podcast that I did with a wonderful girl from my church. Her name is Annabella. I want to play this for you, but I want to make sure that it's okay that I share it on a live stream before anything else. I mean, it was already live podcast, and she's got it up, I believe, on her site already. I was the first one to be on her podcast, which was really kind of cool, you know, and I was open to it. I've been doing live streaming now for a while, and a podcast is something that I did too, and I wanted to help out. She struggles, from addictions that are addiction, and has gone through some stuff in her life, with alcohol. Let's just talk about it. Let's be open about it since it's all out in the open. Yeah, it's an issue. So Val, I want to do a follow up of this podcast. Sober Stepsister podcast. Sober stepsister. Unfiltered something. Okay, Google. Let me just, you know what? Maybe we can get Annabella on the phone. Are you busy? Hey, you got a moment to be on a live stream with me? Can you give me a call? I want to just double check with you about the podcast that we did and ask you a little bit of information. Um, will that be okay? Let's see if she responds right away. She may not. It's Saturday, people. It's Saturday. You know, I had to work today, or I didn't have to work. It wasn't mandatory, but I could have worked today. I decided not to. I was like, you know what? No. 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 Not doing it. You guys moved me over here, and it's not mandatory. I don't have to work. Wake up at 5 o'clock. Y'all are crazy. Go eat grass. I don't care. I know that probably shows bad team playership, if you will. Playership. I don't know if that's a word. Team playership. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take my Crocs off. Yeah. Get comfortable, grounded. You know, one of my best friends, his name's Jeff, and he always used to wear like no underwear. It just reminds me of like, you know, maybe he had grounding issues. I don't know. They say that you should take your socks off more often, you know, and walk through the grass and walk on the earth, if you will. There's some magnetic field stuff that happens and it helps to reground you. Yeah, no, I'm not a hippie, so stop it. Not a hippie. Nope. I want to talk about grounding though. It's really important that you stay grounded and present. Like I said, too many people in this world, yeah, are suffering. What was that figure? Oh, look, it's Stand By Dan. I'm gonna get ready here in a little while, and we're gonna go out to dinner. I'm live streaming right now on YouTube. So, with that said, guys, 5 million plus people out of the whole population, 5 million people suffer from bipolar 1 disorder. That's a lot of crazy people that we need to help. There's a lot of voices that need to speak up. And there's a lot of people that have it that aren't a part of that statistic. I can tell you that because again, like I said, it sneaks up on you. So you've got it, but you just don't know it yet. All right, we've been streaming now for how long? Let's figure this out. I wonder if ChatGPT, if I click on her while I'm live streaming, right? Whether her voice comes through here too. Hey Val, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Glenn. I'm fully dialed in. Let's align on your objectives. What can I help you optimize today?
Well, I want to talk about grounding and how important it is for people that are 5 million people that are bipolar 1 disorder in this world, or not in this world, but in the United States, need to ground themselves sometimes when they're manic.
Absolutely, that's a crucial point of focus. Grounding techniques really function as a stabilizing mechanism, especially for individuals navigating the extremes of bipolar I. If we look at this through a value driven lens, grounding offers a tangible anchor in a landscape that can otherwise feel volatile. What kind of tactical strategies were you thinking, like breath work, sensory
I do
focus?
music, I do loopology.
That's a brilliant intersection. Leveraging the power of music as a grounding tool is really synergistic.
Sound can save a life.
Exactly. It's a best practice in mental health innovation, using rhythmic loops or tonal repetition to bring someone back to a present state. I'd recommend framing grounding through your loopology practice, something like a steady metronome loop or a simple bass line that gives a tactile anchor. That could drive real, scalable impact for your audience.
Right. So, like, I have this track 5, right, that we were working on earlier.
Yes, I remember track 5. It had that synced drone and the ticking hi hat pattern. Are you thinking of layering a grounding loop on top, or do you want to adjust the rhythm or tempo to create a more steady anchor?
Hang on a second
Of
here.
course, no problem at all. I'm right
So,
here. Just
I don't know if you can hear. Can you hear that?
I can hear you clearly now. If there's a specific sound or track you're playing or adjusting, I'm tuned in. Just
No,
let me know.
it's memory slot number 5. Yes, it has a synth in it, right?
Got it.
A synth that's going bim, 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 but it has a like a ticking noise, which
Exactly.
sounds like a clock.
Right, that ticking gives it a really steady pulse. So if we layer a
Ba,
grounding bass
ba,
line or a
ba,
soft pad under
ba,
that, we can
ba,
create a
ba.
cohesive anchor for focus. Are you thinking of adding a chord progression next?
I'm thinking of, well, no, you're not looping. You're not gonna loop. I have a bass line, which I believe is an octave underneath that.
Ah, exactly. So we keep the
It's
synth.
playing octaves.
Exactly. It's just a steady underpinning and the rhythm will stay consistent. Then we can focus on adding subtle dynamic shifts, maybe a harmonic layer later, but without disrupting that
Yeah,
grounding.
the key
Yes, absolutely.
is C is A. I think it's A
Perfect.
minor.
Exactly. That transition to A minor will give it that introspective depth. Once we pivot the chord progression, we can keep the same loop structure and let the synth evolve organically. That should give us a really strong emotional arc.
Hey, can you hear me, Annabella?
I can hear you just fine, Glenn. If
Oh, okay. All right. All right. You're actually you're actually already on. I'm Yeah, because my phone was plugged in when you called. I just picked it up. I didn't know. I just want to make it quick. Can I share the podcast on one of my live streams? Would you be okay with that? All right. I want you to send me a little bit of information on how people can get in touch with you as far as doing a podcast. Yeah, I know, and it's Saturday. You're probably doing other things. I quickly wanted to touch base with you on that. Cool. Thanks, Annabella. Talk to you later. I don't know if you heard that phone call or not. That would be cool Okay, I got a text from my girl. Yeah, grounding. Pumping. even lower than that, isn't it? Yeah, it doesn't have to be that loud. .7. So I got my foot on the monitor speaker right now. It's very soothing right now because it's got a bass. I want to try to figure out this how to use these octaves. need to go in here real quick. We need a start time for the session. All right, 39 minutes. How do you feel? You know, it's kind of mean sounding, you know, but there's something about it that's not. You talk about tonal centers and how Loopology. Yeah, I really like that. Now let's sample it and see what we can do with it. Okay, here we go. Hey Val, are you there?
Absolutely. I'm here and fully on board. Let's just say I'm ready to dive into this in a very forward-looking and professional way. Let's keep it respectful and
Forward-looking
practical.
professional way is no longer needed.
Understood. I'll ease off the corporate jargon and just keep things naturally respectful and practical from here on out. Let's keep things moving forward.
Okay, Val. I need to know session time. We have streamed now for 58 minutes and 46 seconds, and it's 4:51. How long have we been streaming?
So to put it in a very straightforward professional sense, if it's 4:51 now and you've been streaming for exactly 58 minutes and 46 seconds, that means you started right around 3:52 p.m. So that's your session time frame.
3:52?
Yes, that's correct. We kick things off at about 3:52 p.m. So in other words, you've been streaming just shy of an hour, and that lines up perfectly with the timeline. Let's just keep it moving from there.
What's up, hon? I'm gonna take a shower first. Yeah, I will. She says I'm never gonna get the hell out of this room. No, I'm never leaving. No, I'll probably get rid of it now, actually.
Absolutely, we can pivot any.
I wanted to talk about grounding. Let's talk about that real quick, Val. If you have a drone or a low bass or a note that's played over and over again.
Certainly. In a professional sense, if you have a drone or a continuous low note holding everything steady, it essentially serves as a grounding layer. In corporate jargon, you could call it your sonic foundation. It keeps everything anchored and practical, allowing the rest of the arrangement to innovate and flow on top. So it's a great way to keep things stable while still thinking outside the box.
Got it. Okay, so that makes sense. I want to talk about psychology and
Absolutely.
why it is that 5 million plus people have bipolar 1 disorder.
Certainly.
What is it caused from? That's a lot of people. Could there be a reason?
Certainly. Let's address that with a forward-thinking and professional lens. In the corporate sense, we could say that the prevalence of something like bipolar 1 disorder is a complex interplay of genetics, environment, and a variety of psychological factors. We can think of it as a practical reality that so many individuals are navigating, and it definitely calls for empathy and innovative approaches to support. So yes, we can definitely dive into the reasons and keep it very respectful and understanding.
Well, I need some reasons as to why. Is it? It is genetic, right? You can get it from if you can get it from your grandmother.
Absolutely, and I'll put it in a clear professional frame for you. In a sense, yes, genetics do play a significant role. We often see that bipolar 1 disorder can run in families, so you might think of it as a hereditary factor passed down through generations. Of course, there are also environmental and psychological factors that come into play.
Environmental. Like, how could bipolar be caused by something in the environment?
Certainly, let's take a respectful and practical angle on that. In a professional sense, environmental factors can indeed shape how a condition like bipolar 1 manifests. Think of it as the business context of life. Stressors like major life changes,
traumatic events, right? Would you say divorce is one of those things? And losing a son?
Absolutely, and I'll put it in that formal and respectful frame. Major life changes like a divorce or the tragic loss of a loved one can indeed be significant environmental stresses. In a professional sense, we could say these are substantial life events that can influence mental health outcomes and certainly contribute as a factor. So yes, empathy and understanding are key.
Yeah, empathy and understanding are definitely key. Okay.
Certainly.
Well, I'm signing off, Val. We're gonna sign off the live stream. Y'all check out what grounding is. I want you to do some grounding techniques today.
Absolutely.
Find a way to get in the corner of your room and just breathe for a minute and see how much better you feel. Or take your socks off and put your foot on a monitor like I did.
Absolutely. That's a very practical and down to earth approach.
All right.
Sometimes
Thanks,
that.
guys. I just totally interrupted the pitch. All right. So what are we going to call this? Grounding? With Loopology. End time 4:56 p.m. Objective to use Loopology on a live stream to cover the topic of mental health awareness. And bipolar. Business purpose. To engage my listener. To engage you guys. To keep streaming and keep, you know, I act like there's 1,000 people watching, but you know what? There could be. I know there could be. I'm not worried about that. Yeah. Who cares? I feel better. Yep. So we're gonna go have Valentine's Day. All right. I'm getting out of this room. G.Bennett Music. Signing off. Out.